Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Monchkinz Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Monchkinz logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And in this video we're going to be talking about the Lost Chapter for Setzer, Castle in the Sky Part 10, and obviously this will be in hard mode. And this is the last video of the 3 that I was planning to release. And there won't be any videos unfortunately until maybe towards the end of the week, and I'll probably work on the hero of the week for the most part on the later half of the week, because I'll be still on night shift and I finish Friday morning, and I'll see how I go in terms of if I feel fresh enough to actually do the voiceover edit and all that stuff for the hero of the week. And hopefully it comes out on Saturday, which is my usual day of release day for hero of the week. It'll be somewhere between Friday and Saturday where I usually release my hero of the week. So worst case scenario will be on a Sunday, and the worst case scenario, I suppose I don't even know if that makes sense, will be on the Monday. Did I say Sunday? It'll be the Monday, probably the worst case. But enough of that, let's get on with this video. Obviously, we'll start off with the tips and the general guide for this fight. As always, the first tip is to limit your ability usage, because this is a pretty long fight. It'll probably be the second hardest out of the 3, the first one being the girl from Eorba, which is Vanille's one. That I believe that's the hardest one. This is the second one, and Squall is the easiest out of the first part of the Lost Chapter series. The next one is obviously with your support characters. Make sure you have good synergy with your team. I personally would recommend bringing a good DPS. If not, you can bring Vincent as well, like I did here. It is an extra live wire, which I love very much. And of course the Mighty Beast Flare as well, since I am bringing Ifrit, that is also a bonus. So the next one is obviously bring in your boosted characters such as Setzer, Yuffie, and Laguna. Vincent is always nice to bring with Lightning for good synergy there. Squall, Titus, and Vaughn are also good options because of their TPS. And lastly, try to bring in your ranged DPS characters, or characters who have wind aspected attacks are also useful. Sylph is a good option to use for the summon instead of Ifrit, because she will give you the wind aspected attacks for your abilities and your normal attack. As long as it doesn't have any other aspect on it already. I still chose Ifrit due to the 20% attack obviously, but ranged characters, there's quite a lot of them out there. I mean, Vincent is probably the one that comes to mind, and obviously Setzer is one as well. Ace is also one of them. As long as they use cards or guns, you should be fine. I wouldn't really recommend bringing Saz, but hey, if you really want to bring Saz, that's fine. You can take advantage of his range physical attack. And now let's break this down wave by wave like we usually do. Alright, so for the first wave we're taking down a Goblin Mage and a Bomb, which is kind of weird. This is probably the first time that the first wave is like just 2 small monsters. I do remember in Aiko's Lost Chapter, the first one was a land turtle, but other than that, everyone else also had like 3 mobs at least. So Goblin Mage and a Firebomb should be quite easy for you to take down, and we'll go through to the next wave. So for the second wave, we're gonna be taking down 2 Goblin Mage and a Thunder Flan. Now obviously Spark Strike doesn't work well with the Thunder Plan, so I ended up using Ico here to reduce the Brave for that. As for this one, I feel like this was pretty easy in terms of the other waves, because like for the Vanille's Lost Chapter, when you're fighting three monsters, basically they're all like resistant to physical attacks, so you have to use magic based characters, and I don't find any strong magic based characters that are strong with their DPS apart from Papa Limo. The others are pretty much like supportive. So but you know, I feel like this was pretty easy, and even though I took damage, Ico is there for the HP regen, and that's probably one of the other things I forgot to mention on the general tips is obviously if you're taking too much damage, you can bring in healers like Ico, Penelo, and Aerith as well. So let's go ahead and go to the third wave. So for the third wave, you're gonna be taking down a zoo, which is honestly pretty easy. Because when you break it, it ends up falling on the ground, and having 3 characters here just guarantees that it is gonna fall down. But if you are struggling, Lightning Spark Strike is obviously quite effective in taking it down. I mean, it's not like it is weak to Lightning's Spark Strike, but it is weak to range attacks, which will make like Vincent and of course Setzer work a lot more effective. So you don't really have to use Live War and use Spark Strike to take it down. For the most part, I feel like as long as you have like a good range DPS with you, you should be like, should do well in this fight and obviously take it down without any problems. So I believe let's just fast forward to the fourth wave, which comprises of 2 bombs. Again, pretty easy. I think we'll just go ahead and skip this and go to the last wave. Okay, so we're finally on the last wave. I think this was the easiest route to the last boss, but in here we're gonna be taking down 2 ferocious avian. Now I can't remember from the top of my head if I have covered the ferocious avian yet, but in case I don't, we'll go through its weaknesses and resistances. As for its weaknesses, again, it does have weakness to wind and range attacks. As for its resistances, it doesn't really have any. Its abilities comprises of the Arrow, which is a wind brave magic attack, Aurora, and Eroga, which is a powerful wind brave magic attack. You'll probably be taking on the Eroga more than anything else. And it has its Breath, which is a group brave magic attack. It also has Headbutt, which is the melee HP attack, Dust Storm, which you do have to be a little bit careful of because it is a group brave magic attack, and it has a high chance of inflicting attack down and speed down as well. Now the most important move that you'll have to worry about is when it's about to buff itself, which is Vicious. It grants a max Brave up to itself and also maxes out its Brave. One thing to note that is when it uses Vicious, it'll follow it up with an HP attack, which is its Headbutt. Now let's go through the general tips and guide for the last fight. Now, again, I do recommend taking them down one at a time. You really don't want to deal with 2 Vicious at the same time because I don't think there's any DPS in the whole world until we get to level 60 that can basically reduce down their Brave to 0. So that is a little bit scary. So just take them down one at a time and you should be fine. Obviously bring in a good DPS like I said earlier so you can take down its Brave when it uses its Vicious. And I have listed all the best DPS characters out there as well in the first part of this video, or the early part of this video. Again, Setzer is obviously going to be the most helpful due to its freeze ability. This means that the ferocious avians won't have any of their brave recovered even if they use vicious. So when you know that they're targeting themselves, then it's probably time to use Setzer's ability, which is freeze. And obviously the last one, I did mention this earlier as well, that Sylph is good for added damage during summon, but Ifrit is also good because of its 20% attack during whenever you're at max HP. So it's just up to you which one you want to use. And I think that's it for this video, guys. Remember to click like, subscribe, and share this video if you find it helpful at all. As always, I'd like to hear from you guys. What is your party composition when beating this 2 birds of prey? And also follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. This is Monchkinz logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.